Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Capes and Lunatics. It's me, Phil, and like I promised you last time, we have another great interview, this time with Nakia Day, who has a new movie you're trying to crowdfund, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about it. What's it called? What's it about?
Hey, how are y'all? I'm Nakia. Basically, it is called Still Chosen by Random, and it is a short horror slasher that is inspired by, like, the classic slashers, but really we wanted to bring, like, an original feel. So this is technically, like, a sequel because the first one was called Faithful Witness in the Middle, and that was, like, a clear homage to, like, the classic slashers. Like, as soon as you saw him, you were like, okay, I know that's, like, Jason. That gives Leatherface. That gives so many Michael Myers. It gives so many different ones. But this one, I did kind of like a sequel / reboot because I wanted him to feel like an homage, but I wanted him to also feel like he was himself. So basically that's what this is. It's a short horror slasher giving a salute to all the classics that inspired me when I was younger.
So you said there's a twist or something to this? It's not,
yeah, it's like he's kind of like a entity. Oh. Like because honestly, Michael Myers is one of like my favorite horror slashers of all time. Halloween is the first movie I ever saw and the movie that I will forever love. So shout out to John Carpenter. But I really like how Michael Myers was always an entity, like how everybody was always like the boogeyman. Like that's one of his nicknames, the boogeyman. And I really wanted Random to give that feel of like, okay, he's like this urban legend that some people think is real, but some people like, you're lying. Like, you're trying to get attention. Like, you know, like, when that's not the case, like, he is very much real and he's very much just a vessel, an evil vessel that just looks like a man.
Interesting. So, yeah, you said Halloween was the first movie, one of the first horror, the first horror movie you saw. That franchise is gone forever. I mean, I talked to my friends. I'm like, Jamie Lee Curtis was like playing a teenager in the first one, and now it's like she's like ready to retire or something. It's just
right. It was so emotional. It was like an end of an era.
might be the most successful horror franchises. Just it's gone for decades.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So you have a Kickstarter going for this.
We actually have an Indiegogo.
Oh, Indiegogo, okay.
Yes, where you can receive, the prices range from $5 to $500. So you can receive like a shout out, a copy of the script, an invite to the in-person screening, an invite to the after party where we'll be doing like giveaways and things like that. Or you can do the $500 room, which is the last one, and that's like an executive producer. So you'll be able to have your name on the poster and the credits and all of that.
So you said if you pledge enough, you can for the premiere, or you can come to the premiere and stuff.
Yes, $75 is an invite to the premiere. You'll be the online screening premiere. You'll be the first one to see it, even before film festivals. So because of your support, I wanted to have like the people who supported us see it first and really get a chance to just like take it in before anybody else. So you'll be able to see it before the film festivals. And also, if you get invited to the after party, we'll play real fun games. You can ask me questions about anything you want. And it'll just be like a really fun time.
And I know nothing about making movies. Like, how long did it take you to, like, we'll first come up with the idea, and then, you know, writing a script and everything, and then finding actors and just putting the whole thing together?
So basically, Lord. Okay. So I'm going to say 2 years, but don't get scared, because this is because of just me and kind of building on that same idea. Cause like I said, this was a sequel. So the first one, it took me about 6 months to kind of get the idea down. And then that's when we filmed the first one. And then this one came along and I was like, oh Lord. So I'm going to just go starting from this one. I would just start from this one. And it didn't take as long because, like I said, I already had like a foundation of who Random was. Because at first his name was Crimson, and I changed his name to Random. He has like a completely different look. So it's like I kind of had a foundation. So I kind of had a one-up on this one. But it took about 6 months because everyone was so kind enough to come back from the previous project. And also I had met some newer actress. Her name is Leela. She came in and played Carmen, did it amazingly. So it's like everything was really dope. And we got a new stunt coordinator as well, Roman, really awesome. Everybody from the previous one and this project was really amazing. So it's like really because of them is why I kind of moved on a bit fast. But yeah, it took a minute because you have to really organize and write and make sure you got like the location. But I would say I'll round it out to I'm gonna include now and I'm gonna round it about like it's been at least 7 to 8 months so far.
Okay, yeah. So would you are these like the first movies you've done?
Yes, I have 3 movies in my catalog, 3 short films in my catalog. So the first one is Faithful Witness in the Middle. The second one is called Just Talking. That was like a 0 budget because I really wanted to push my creativity. I felt like I had like a creativity block, a creative block, and I really wanted to bring that out. So there was more of like a 0 budget Zoom, like kind of like ghostly horror film. And then this one right here. So this one would be my third one.
So you want to be the supernatural horror director?
Honestly, I'm a classic horror girl, but I'm not opposed to doing different types of horror because I love all types of horror. Like they have impacted me like in a way where it really made me invest in the story. Like I can't explain it. I don't know why horror makes me go, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? Like maybe because it's like the final girl and the final group of people that just keep coming back and keep living, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like you get so attached.
So that's the horror genre. That's it. So if anyone came to you to direct something else, you wouldn't, or do you?
It depends, because I love all movies. I truly do. Horror always gonna be my number one. But it's like I've always had like different, like I wouldn't say visions in my head. Well, yeah, visions in my head of like different genres, and it's like I always wanted to somehow trickle in the horror field into like different genres, if that makes sense. So like an action film, but like it really brings like the tension of a horror and stuff like that.
What would you say? What's writing a horror movie? What's special? What's unique about writing a horror movie that you don't get writing any other kind of movie?
I would say it's kind of making the audience really just finding that audience and what they're scared of, really. Like, because it's like, I wouldn't say it's easy to make someone love a character because it's a lot of people who can like go, oh, that person's supposed to have charisma, but like in a romance or like in an action, But it's like, I feel like it's really depends on if you can scare people. Because when you come to a horror, you want to be scared. It doesn't matter what type of scared it is, where it makes you just uneasy, like Midsommar or like the Babadook, where it's like, you know, like, you're like, wait a minute. You know, like, it's like having this guess of like, is it the mom or is it this person? And it's just like, it really depends on if you can scare them. So I feel like writing horror is different because you really want to be able to scare the audience at the end of the day, because that's what they came and paid for. And that's what they came to see. Like, can you scare me? So it's really like getting that fear out of everybody.
Yeah, it seems like horror would be more difficult because, like you said, like romance, it's like pretty much it's like two people meet, they fall in love, they spend time together, and you know, it's pretty much a formula. Horror, it's like, okay, what scares one person might not scare another, and it's like, do you show more of the scary thing or do you keep it in the shadows and let people's imaginations run wild? So I mean, yeah, it seems like you're just like, yeah, I want that difficult thing, I want to do that.
Yeah, and this is not to knock the other genres, by the way. Like, I know for sure that it's definitely hard to write any other genre. It's hard to write anything. Yeah. Like, to really get people invested in it. But it's like horror. It's like you said, like, you don't know what scares people. Like, oh my goodness, a devil goat can scare one person, but they're like, bro, I don't care about devil goats. Like, you know, like, they're like, so it's like, I came here to be scared. So it's hard to scare everybody.
Oh yeah, there's like everything is hard to write, but yeah, it seems like other genres there might be one or two paths there, but horror, it seems like there are so many different paths you can take to write a horror story. Yeah. So what were your other influences besides Halloween? What are your other favorites? It doesn't even have to be movies. I mean, what else do you like? I
would say, because I'm trying to think of all the movies that low-key, because it took me a while to get to wanting to be behind the camera, because at first I used to want to be at the front, and I'm still kind of teetering on being in front of the camera, but I may not end up being in front of the camera, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not good at doing this. So I know I'm not stopping nobody projects because I can't pull through. So, but definitely it had to be like, I would say Halloween, and then I would say Get Out, because that's when I was like, oh shoot, like maybe I can do this. You know, like I saw it and I was like, oh, like maybe I can. And I legit remember start writing Faithful Witness that year and having the idea that year. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is like a landmark. But I would say that also Friday the 13th franchise, very inspirational. Like, it's a very large franchise, but I like how it knows what it is. It's a classic slasher. We know we gotta kill everybody. We know it's gonna be jump scares at the end, but that's like the beauty of it. Like, I really like the nostalgia feeling of it. Even though I wasn't born in the 80s. Like, I know I wasn't born in the 80s, so I still like the nostalgia feel of it.
But, so you'd rather be behind the camera. Again, it seems like you like to challenge yourself, because again, acting is hard, but it's like you have a script, you have a director, you know, trying to basically telling you, you know, try this, try that. You want to be the person behind the camera, basically running the show. I mean, it's so all the decisions. And
it's hard. It's hard to think about, but I think I know the path that I'm gonna go. I know.
And I mean, just from like doing these podcasts, I know it's like, I think promotion is the hardest thing. And it just
like really getting it in front of people's faces, because it's like, it could be the most amazing thing ever. Like, I can't remember where I heard this from, but somebody like, it could be the most amazing thing ever, but if nobody sees it, then like, you know, like then there's just, it'll just be beautiful in the closet in the dark.
And there's probably, I mean, I think we're at the creative height of like civilization at this point, but I mean, it's a good thing, but there are so many people making so many movies and so many projects. It's just like, stuff can get lost in the shuffle. So
right. And it's like, honestly, I used to think like that. I don't know if that's me just trying to be like optimistic, because I used to think like that. I feel like that's why I was so held off on trying to do Faithful Witness in the middle and trying to do the slasher, because I was like, it's so many out there. It's so many that, you know, like basically it's not really, I was so scared to be so unoriginal. Like, because I was like, it's so many. Like, I can name so many on both of my hands that aren't like large and that are small. It's still some coming out today. But it's like, I think of it as everybody has their crowd. Like, this world got like 1 billion people on it. And you cannot tell me that you can't find your crowd of people who like what you do, the story that you have. So it's like, I really just, like I said, I don't know if that's just me trying to be like optimistic, but it's like, cause I've heard a couple of people say that and I'm like, no, don't drive away a good idea because of that. Like, it's so many good ideas that have been made, like in the horror franchise, that were at first probably turned away and like, that's done. We've done that. And then I was like, okay, let's take a risk. And then everybody was like, oh my goodness, I love it.
I mean, yeah, because it's probably horror too. Like, brings a lot of people who are like, yeah, I can try, I can do that as an indie filmmaker and stuff. Because I think like even like early like zombie movies and stuff, like, you know, a lot of the early horror movies are like, oh yeah, we did it on a shoestring budget and just yeah. So I think more than anything, yeah, a lot of times horror people are just like, yeah, I could do that. You know, finding like somebody who can do decent special effects for cheap, you know, for a budget. Yeah, you can get it done. So,
right. Oh, excuse me.
Somebody needs to do. I think at this point, somebody needs to do a website or newsletter. Be like, okay, here's your monthly. Here's some new indie horror movies and.
Yes, honestly, it's a lot of newsletters out there that do that. Like, I've entered into a couple, but I feel like I haven't gotten it picked up yet because of the fact that it's like so many people, like you said, that are making like indie horror films. So it's like you can't really blame them because they probably get like 1,000 submissions a day to really get their stuff out there. But it's so many that do it, so.
Oh yeah, I think someone could even do their own YouTube channel or something online, or basically just you cover something indie horror or indie in general. Because I know podcasts who just like cover like people trying to start indie comic books, like every week. So it's, again, there's so much out there.
Yes, and it's so like cool to see because it is channels out there that are dedicated to short films. So that's cool to see like things like movie is like pretty big though, but like shorts of the week, like it's so many. But like you said, indie horror shorts, like it'd be like a screen box or like a
so yeah, I mean it's just so how's the Indiegogo going so far?
So far, we only have $225, and we have 11 days to go, but I still believe in us. But yeah, that's how it's doing so far. Honestly, we had to restart from another campaign site because it was like, it seemed like best to get like a new crowd and new people on it. So we restarted on a new site, and yeah, we have 11 days to go. I may extend the deadline just to give people an opportunity to see it, but yeah.
I mean, once we're done with this, please email me all the links. So we're going to put it in all of our show notes. But do you also want to tell people here like how they can find it, or any social media you want to point anyone, or websites to point anyone to?
Yes, luckily they are all easy to remember. Okay, so our Instagram, we have an Instagram and Twitter, and that is as Still Chosen by Random. No capitalizations, just Still Chosen by Random. And we also have a website called stillchosenbyrandom.my.canva.site. So that is canva.site. And yeah, you can find so many things on there. You can find the trailer. We have promotional stills on there. And we have like how Random came to be. So you can check out our website there. And we also have stretch goals on our Indiegogo as well. Like, so no matter how much you donate, even if you donate, even if you support us by giving just $1, you will get that stretch goal. I will make sure everybody gets that stretch goal no matter how much you decide to give us and support us with. So yeah, our stretch goals include like the music. You can own the music and score. You can get access to so many different things. We have a surprise goal. So it's just...
All right. And the sign of all great horror movies, do you have like a great poster?
Yes, we do have an official poster. You can check that out on our Instagram. Yes, on our Instagram. You can check that out on our Instagram. And yeah, that was actually like the whole poster was drawn out by a artist on Fiverr. They should be linked up under there too. I shouted out like all the artists I've worked with on Fiverr because all of them are amazing artists. Like, and they turn like the art in like so quick. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, you said 7 days. Like I was like, you said 7 days. I got it in 3. This is amazing. Like, how did you do this? So it's so many awesome like artists on Fiverr. But basically he drew like the entire poster out and it looks so cool. It's a reflection of the alley across the street that was in the short film. It's not in the trailer because I can't reveal everything, but it's in the short film and he drew that and he drew like random and it just looks like really, really cool. And I hope y'all go check it out on our Instagram. And the one behind me is from our first short film. And that one was also by an artist on Fiverr.
So how long did it take you a while to come up with the idea of the what you wanted for the poster, or just like here this is what I want, and then the artist went to town on it? Or
honestly, it's genuinely a collaborative effort. Like I knew what I wanted, but then it's like they make it better. It's like I knew exactly. I was like, oh, I want this, and they'll draw it, and I'm like, this is better than what was in my brain. I was like,
you know what? That is a good sign because I've talked to comic book writers and they're like, I've sent they'll send the artist the notes, and then if it comes back and it's like even better than they were picturing, that's a very good sign. Yeah.
A very good sign. And they all bring the feel that I'm looking for too. So
very good. Are you selling the poster anywhere?
You actually get the poster with the $75 price. You get a digital poster. You get the digital poster, and you also get a promotional poster. Like I created a couple of promotional posters for each character, so you get that with that $75 perk as well.
So see, more bonus. Go support that Indiegogo.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, I'll put all of that in the show notes.
Thank you,
Nakia. Anything else you want to tell anyone, or just shout out the Indiegogo again, or
just I'm a weirdo. Just keep going and go after your dreams, and don't let anything get you down.
Oh, I like that. She didn't probably promoting herself. She's promoting everyone. All right. All right, but thank you so much for talking to me. Again, next film. I know you're going to do another film. Next film, email me. We'll talk again about
For sure.
We'll promote
thank
this.
You.
All right, everyone, go check it out. Tell them the name of the movie again.
Still Chosen by Random.
Go find it. All right.
Go find it.
All right, thank you so much, Nakia.
Thank you.